A $97,600 heavy-duty truck has been sitting on a dealership lot for 212 days. No serious offers, no deposit, no price movement. The sticker still shows full MSRP. From the outside, it looks like high-end inventory waiting patiently. Inside the dealership's books, it is a compounding liability. That truck is financed through floorplan credit. Interest accrues every single day, whether it sells or not. Insurance continues. Depreciation compounds silently. The capital tied up in that one unit is frozen. By the 7th month, the gross profit the dealer believed he was protecting is gone. Multiply that across 30 aging vehicles, and the store is not cooling. It is quietly losing $8,000 to $10,000 per month because it chose to hold. Dealers will not admit that publicly. They will say traffic is steady. They will say buyers are cautious but engaged. They will say pricing discipline protects long-term brand value. But internally, aged inventory reports are flashing red. Because in the car business, time is not neutral. Time transfers leverage. Number 15 is the Ford F-150 Platinum and Limited. During the supply-constrained years, these trims commanded $65,000 to $75,000 without hesitation. Dealers stocked aggressively while margins were historic. Now interest rates have reshaped buyer psychology. Monthly payment is the first filter. Once these trucks cross 90 days on the lot, floor plan interest begins eating into gross. At 120 days, erosion accelerates. At 150 days, the wait for the right buyer strategy becomes a financial liability. Number 14 is the Ram 1500 Limited. Premium volume expanded heavily when supply was tight. Inventory depth remains elevated in multiple markets, and rotation pace has slowed. Dealers resisting early negotiation often discover that 3 extra months of carry cost more than the margin they were defending. What looked like strength becomes a delayed loss. Number 13 is the Chevrolet Silverado High Country. It is a high-dollar truck in a recalibrated affordability market. Traffic hasn't disappeared, but conversion has weakened. Buyers approach, calculate financing terms, and hesitate. The truck remains unsold. The interest clock continues ticking invisibly. Number 12 is the Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, a respected nameplate in a saturated mid-size SUV segment. When similar builds sit across competing dealerships, turnover compresses sharply. One aged SUV is manageable. 20 aged SUVs quietly choke liquidity and flexibility. Number 11 is the GMC Sierra Denali. Luxury trims once justified deeper inventory bets. Now, aged units past 100 days trigger internal tension. Protect margin or release trapped capital. Pride versus cash flow. At this point, it feels like normal market cooling. It is not. Here is the first escalation. Every vehicle on most franchise lots is financed. Borrowed capital, daily interest, whether it sells or not. At 90 days, managers monitor closely. At 120 days, urgency intensifies. At 150 days, the unit becomes structural risk. Because each additional month does 2 things simultaneously, it increases cost and weakens negotiating power. And buyers know this. Online platforms display days on lot. Inventory filters prioritize oldest vehicles. Negotiation tone changes when a unit crosses 120 days. The seller's leverage declines quietly with every passing week. Number 10 is the Nissan Titan. Discontinuation injected uncertainty into resale confidence. Dealers who attempted to hold pricing watched units age rapidly. By the time incentives deepened, months of floor plan carry had already erased profit. Number 9 is the Volkswagen Atlas, particularly outgoing builds. When refreshed models arrive, urgency pivots instantly. Buyers migrate to updated inventory. Older units linger longer than forecasted. Holding becomes internal competition. Number 8 is the Ford Explorer Platinum. An elevated manufacturer suggested retail price meets tightened lending standards. Buyers still visit, but approval friction increases. Premium trims accumulate quietly beyond safe aging thresholds. Number 7 is the Dodge Durango RT. It has a loyal following but limited breadth. When projected demand exceeds actual rotation pace, inventory often lingers past 100 days. Each additional month tightens exposure. Number 6 is the Toyota Tundra Platinum. Brand strength offers insulation, but not immunity. Certain configurations rotate slower regionally. Dealers who resist flexibility at day 60 often concede deeper losses by day 150 after absorbing months of silent bleed. Now the pressure compounds. Because once aged inventory crosses critical mass, the issue stops being about individual units. When 30% of a lot exceeds 100 days, floor plan expense compounds across the entire store. Cash tied up in aging units restricts incoming allocations. Trade-in offers tighten. Incentive stacking becomes more aggressive. Margin compression spreads. And this is where the cycle turns. Holding no longer protects margin. It accelerates compression. Number 5 is the Chevrolet Tahoe High Country. Many builds exceed $75,000. Large dollar inventory magnifies exposure. A handful of slow units is survivable. 12 aging luxury SUVs create measurable monthly drag that compounds quickly. Number 4 is the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Early enthusiasm cooled faster than production slowed. Niche vehicles depend on sustained momentum. When attention fades, aged inventory builds steadily and quietly. Number 3 is the Subaru Ascent Touring. The 3-row SUV market is incentive-heavy and fiercely competitive. Buyers comparison shop aggressively. Dealers holding firm pricing watch customers migrate while their own units age. Number 2 is the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in higher dollar builds. It is iconic and durable, yet premium configurations above comfort thresholds rotate slower than base trims. Once these cross 120 days, buyers negotiate from strength. Number 1 is the Ram heavy-duty Laramie Longhorn. In some markets, these approach 6 figures. Floor plan exposure is immense. When multiple heavy-duty trucks sit beyond 150 days, interest alone can reach thousands per vehicle annually. 10 aging heavy-duty units can quietly exceed $10,000 per month in cumulative carrying cost. This is not a dramatic collapse. It is compound pressure. Dealers do not panic because one vehicle sits. They panic when dozens do, because each unsold unit traps capital that could have rotated multiple times if priced strategically at day 45 instead of day 145. And here is the tipping point. When one dealership finally clears aged inventory aggressively, neighboring stores must respond. Regional price compression begins. What started as isolated holding pressure spreads outward. Buyers sense the shift. Negotiation posture hardens. Search patterns prioritize oldest inventory. Leverage reverses decisively. Holding feels disciplined. It feels strategic. It feels strong. Discounting feels reactive. But in a tightening affordability cycle, time is the most expensive variable on the lot. The vehicles on this list are not flawed. They are misaligned with current payment tolerance and inventory depth. Dealers stocked deeply when supply was constrained and margins were wide. Now supply is heavier, financing is tighter, and buyers are selective. Because the most expensive mistake in the car business is not discounting too early. It is holding too long while capital drains invisibly. Some dealerships will pivot quickly, free trapped capital, and reset pricing before compression accelerates. Others will continue to hold, waiting for demand to rebound. And the longer they wait, the more that silent monthly loss approaches or exceeds $10,000. Not from scandal, not from headlines, not from sudden collapse, but from something relentless. Time. Inventory that does not move eventually moves the dealer instead, and once leverage shifts permanently toward the buyer, regaining it is slow, expensive, and rarely painless. That is where the real pressure truly begins.